We were a congregation of worshipers at another church in town where we were exploring Saturday night service. So for about 2 years, we had been meeting on Saturday nights as a church. That didn't work out, and a lot of us got together, and instead of going back to Sunday morning worship, we said, hey, what if we started a church? There were a little over 100 of us, right around 100 of us that were meeting on Saturday nights for 2 years. We really loved it. You know, right out of the gate, it was apparent that all of us that met on Saturday nights were at least willing to do church a little bit differently, right? A little bit outside of the norm. Originally, several of us got together and we said, hey, you know, we like going to church on Saturday night, and Highland Park was not going to offer that anymore. So we got together and said, hey, what if we started a new church and asked Coy to lead us. So I do remember the first service. It was standing room only. We were meeting at Lakeland Vineyard. They had been gracious enough to let us use their space on Saturday nights. We probably had 200, 300 people show up. I can't remember the exact number, but it was definitely standing room only, and it was pretty impressive.
Hey everybody, my name is Andy Baker. I'm lead pastor over at Lakeland Vineyard Church. So I remember when Coy and Brooklyn were going through transition and really even beginning to dream this dream of church planting with Somos. I remember that they were looking for a building, and Coy and I were going through transitions at the same time. And actually, I didn't think about it. My wife thought about it. She was like, why doesn't Somos just use our church? And I thought, that is a great idea. And I'm gonna tell Coy that was my idea. And so one thing led to another, and Somos started meeting here on Saturday night.
Anyone that knows Andy Baker around town, I mean, he is just as gracious as they come. And really, he and the whole Lakeland Vineyard Church, I mean, they opened their arms to Somos. And whatever we needed, there was no hesitancy to provide us space. It was actually kind of sad to leave at some level because there was just such good relationship with Lakeland Vineyard. You know, we didn't pick the greatest time to be looking for a place to meet. Real estate market was high. You know, there's not a lot of places in Lakeland that were really affordable for the space we would need. So we started looking around. One of our members of our church introduced us to this building here, which for those that don't know, used to be Orion's Steakhouse. I can't say enough about how the remodel of this building worked and how it just flows for not only Somos Church, but as a space that we would like to see others in the community use. It kind of goes with our spirit of church, is that, you know, our core values of saying yes and allowing the community, this to be a community space and be for Lakeland. We want to empower the folks that come to Somos and the regular attenders, regular attendees, that if they have an idea and they have a dream of how to make this community better, that we support them. And so, a lot of programs have come out of that, whether it be Oscar J. Pope and supporting that school, Southwest Middle School and supporting that, Carver Village down in Bartow. There's a lot of support. Kids Pack was one of those things that originated actually as this congregation was supporting Kids Pack back at Highland Park.
My name is Patty Strickland, and I'm the Executive Director for Kids Pack Charity. The vision and mission of Kids Pack is to identify children that are in need of food in order to be able to fuel their tummies so that we can fuel their minds, so that they have the vision and the hope and the passion to be able to come out of poverty. So we're bridging the gap between hunger and education. Right now we're serving a little over 1,000 children, but I need to tell you the sad truth is we have about 600 plus on a waiting list. Okay, here's my thing, okay? I always want to get churches involved because churches are not allowed in school, okay? And I think one of the base problems of our community is that we're losing our faith. So, and I feel like it's a three-way prong. If I can feed their tummy, you can feed their soul, and the school can feed their mind. What a great person that we're going to be able to develop.
When we started with Polk Project and started supporting them, I think there were maybe 7 schools that they were operating in and supplying food for. Now they're up to 67 elementary schools, 8 high schools with food pantries, and 6 middle schools. So it's just been great to see how that has grown, how we've been able to support that with what we can do, but then also support the community. And that's really one of the values of Somos Church, right? That's one of our core values is, hey, look, if you see a need in the community and you have a heart and desire to help that need, we want to support you, not just as a church, but as individuals within this church that can rally around you and help support that. So again, kind of with that theme of supporting the community, we partnered with Oscar J. Pope, which is very close to Somos Church here. It's in a low-income area. It's kind of what I would consider, one of the schools that maybe gets forgotten in Lakeland. And we feel like that it's our job as a church and as a congregation to lift up those teachers, lift up those students, and help them realize that their value is equally as important as anyone else in this town and in this community.
Hi, my name is Carol Griffin, and I'm the principal of Oscar J. Pope Elementary. I consider us to be the small school with a big heart. We have approximately 475 students here. We service both Gen Ed students and we service ESC students. One thing that I really want to see Oscar J. Pope do, we already work very hard for our students. I want to see our students really have that confidence in themselves and know, I can do this. I want to see them excel. I do. I want to see them excel in leaps and bounds that they never thought they could do. I also want to have more parent involvement. I really want to have parent involvement. I've come from some schools where on a given day, there could be 30 or 40 volunteers on a campus. I've worked at schools that have that. Almost 3 years ago, when I came to Oscar J. Pope, I met Pastor Coy and I met Kiara. And they came to visit one day and they were just frank and said, we're a church that has started and we want to be able to do something for your school. We have a lot of kids that don't have socks and they don't have underwear because we run out of that a lot in the clinic when kids have accidents. We have students that don't have uniforms. In fact, we have many students that don't come to school because they don't have clean uniforms. So they don't come to school for that reason. So as I was sharing with Pastor Coy, he had a vision too. And he decided that he was going to partner with us. And I will tell you that has been a godsend for us. Last year, Somos Church was able to purchase uniforms for our students for the entire year. So we never ran out of uniforms. That helped us tremendously. Somos has taken us, I would say, just embraced us and taken us under their wings until we've got volunteers coming out of Somos Church. They decided this year they were going to do something special for our teachers. Our back to school breakfast that was taken care of by Somos. And each staff member that was in attendance had the opportunity to just put their name and a little request into a basket. And what Somos does for the staff is every now and then that staff member might receive a special message of encouragement to just keep them going that day, or a little token of appreciation.
Three years ago, as you can imagine, we were just kind of a startup church, but we were a lot of folks that have been going to church for a while. So I think it's been great to see that we haven't lost that spirit as a congregation. It seems to be thriving in the way that we continue to support each other. We continue to support the community. With Coy and Brooklyn's leadership, I mean, they were groomed and destined to lead this congregation. I mean, they have that same spirit. I think where we've got to improve as a church is do more. My dream for this church is that we have, no matter how many folks attend this church 5 to 10 years from now, that is people that have a continuous burning desire to support this town, this community, and anyone that comes onto this property, and then to reach out from this property, because we're not here to serve ourselves but to serve others. To reach out and find those folks in our community that really need to hear the message of Jesus, and know that there are people here that don't judge them, and that are here to love them and support them in their story, and make sure that they have the ending that they desire.